Oh, don't spill the coffees. Don't do that. Don't spill the coffee. That is the last thing that we want. That is the last thing that we want. We don't want to do that. We don't want to do that. Don't spill the coffees. What's going on in the world tonight? What is popping with everyone? I hope everyone's having like a chill Wednesday. It's Wednesday. It's totally Wednesday. It's 9:30 on a Wednesday on the East Coast. What's going on? What's popping, you guys? How's everyone's Wednesday? Turbo picks or it didn't happen? Why we need picks? We got a video. Look at that, we got the turbo. We got the FP Black in. So huge shout out to Alex and New School Racing down in St. Augustine, Florida. They were awesome to donate this thing to us. So this will be fun to fit in the car, right? This thing will just be a blast. That is a massive turbo inlet that we're gonna have to shove through the intake manifold. Not looking forward to putting the turbo inlet in, but I am looking forward to putting this in. We also got the header today. I don't think that's like as exciting or like as important as the turbo, but we did get the header in today. It is the Perrin 2.4. It's the Perrin header. It was like the only one in stock that anyone had. FP Black, yes sir. Where's the turbo at? I just set it down. That thing's heavy. What's good? What up, Tyler? Crazy day today. LMAO, how you doing? I'm doing chill. I got car parts in. I'm enjoying life. I'm living life. I got some coffee. Kicking it with you guys. It's a chill Wednesday for me. Not so much for others. Am I going to be doing flex fuel on the 05 STI? Not right now, not right away. We will probably be doing flex fuel at a later point, but with the Type RA short block, the FP Black and everything else that we're going to be pushing, that motor is it's already going to be like, it's not going to be risky, it's not going to be sketchy, but if we were on E85, that might be pushing power a little bit too much. So no, not right now, no E85. You should be driving the STI in a week, right? I wish. Some parts that are still on back order that we're waiting for is the Cobb front mount intercooler, Rally Sport Direct. That's who I placed that order through, I think last week. We're still waiting on the front mount intercooler to come in. That one's on back order until like mid-January. We're still waiting on the Grimspeed limited downpipe, which is also on back order till like mid-January. We're waiting on the Grimspeed external wastegate up pipe to come in and the Tile 38mm wastegate. So I was planning on staying internal wastegate, but then when I opened the turbo up today, the wastegate's welded shut. So we're going external wastegate. So I did order the Tile 38mm. It'll be just fine for what we're doing with the Grimspeed external wastegate up pipe. So we got that stuff coming. We got a lot of good stuff coming. But no, it won't be driving in a week. Hopefully the motor will be back in within a week. Hopefully the clutch and flywheel I ordered last night was in stock. I did verify it was in stock before buying it, so it should hopefully be here by the end of the week. Yo, what's going on, Edgar? Give us a brief update on the Blob Eye. So the Blob Eye is chilling out in the garage. It's still on jack stands. It has no brake rotors, no brake pads, no motor, no clutch. So like I mean I talked about it a little bit. So what we have here, we have the turbo, we have the header, we have the fuel system with the exception of the air motive fuel pressure regulator, which I get on Friday, but I'm gonna have to order a couple AN fittings to be able to make all the fuel line work, because the fuel line that I had bought for that STI was the conversion from side feed to top feed from IAG, but I got it with the OEM fuel pressure regulator because when I ordered that setup at the time, I figured we were gonna go with something a lot smaller, turbo based, maybe like a 16G or something like that. That's no longer the case, so we're going to be using this FP Black that I have right next to me, so it should be running at some point this month. I don't know when. I don't know when yet. I don't know how chill Wednesday has been. I said for me it's been pretty chill, not for other people. I've had a chill Wednesday. It's been a chill Wednesday for me. It's 12:30 in Australia. Is that in the morning or at night? You guys are in the future, so it's 12:30 in the morning tomorrow afternoon. So it's Thursday in Australia. It's almost 1 in the afternoon. Is that right? It's almost 1 in the afternoon there right now. What up, Wolf? It looks so much better on you. Thank you again, Alex, dude. Like, Alex and New School Racing absolutely killed it. Like I said, if you guys are looking for anyone in the Florida area, if you guys are down there, check New School Racing out. I believe they open up I think it's this weekend. Alex, you can verify on that one. I believe they open up this weekend. Not entirely sure. Ask me the question. Fox, have you sold the WRX yet? Have you sold it yet? I'm guessing you have because you told me to ask you that. Oh god, that's what I'm saying. I'm buying my first turbo Subaru this week. 2008 Legacy GT. Ooh, congrats, Samuel. Let me know how you like it. Those things are fun cars. Dope. Stoked for you. Appreciate it. Bro! How do you get they so fast? I ordered mine in the middle of November and still waiting on my FP Black. I didn't order. Alex and the guys over in New School Racing had one down in the shop. They reached out, wanted to donate one to the channel, so they already had one laying around. So I didn't know how long it takes to order one. But some parts definitely do take a while to unfortunately get made and get sent out. That's the thing. So what I typically tend to do whenever it comes to ordering parts, if you order a part and it's on like extreme back order, before you order the part, it's never a bad idea to call or email the vendor that you're going to be ordering the part from and see if they have it in stock. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. If they don't, you can always hit up other vendors to see if they have them in stock. But that's typically what I do and how I get parts somewhat quickly, is I find vendors who stock the parts. If someone doesn't have it in stock, I'll go to someone else. It's just the way it is, especially with this, something like we're on like a super tight timeline with this STI, just to make it to tune day. I did talk to Surgeline Tuning again today just to update them on the parts list. They're excited for me to come back down, bring the car back down, do some more tuning and whatnot. But I mean, that's typically what I do, is I try to find and verify that they have the parts in stock before placing the orders. I mean, some people do, some people don't. It's hit or miss. Nice turbo. It is sweet. That's what I'm saying. This thing looks absolutely beautiful. Eric, good evening. I have some slightly sad news, but sweet. Turbo back in the hospital. Well, I hope you feel better, man. Hope you feel better, my dude. Hopefully you get out of the hospital soon and you can go back home. Go back home! That's what we want. Love you, Tanner. I love you, Efren. I think I got that right. In a friendly way. What up? Just got off work. Hey, glad to hear you just got off work. Forts. Ayo, Tanner. Hope you're well. I'm great. I'm like having a chill Wednesday. I'm here. We're hanging out. It's Wednesday. Where did I just go? I forgot what catback is on the 04. I have a Gretty on that one just because it came with the car. I'm not going to buy another one because that one's still in usable condition. Everything that I've been like getting for the 05 STI has literally been stuff that either needed to be replaced since we were doing another upgrade. That upgrade had to be done also, or it was all wear item stuff. So we'll see. Can you show how? Can I show how what? Can I show how what? Rebadged my WX today. Much better looking now. That's what I'm saying. Horsepower goals on pump. So on pump gas, we are looking to make 400 to 450. I may need to swap out the fuel pump for a different fuel pump because right now we have a Walbro 255 in there. I may need to swap up to like a 340 liter per hour instead of a 255 because the 255 is probably going to be a restriction point. Although Walbro states that the 255 is good for up to 500 wheel horsepower in acclimate supporting conditions, so I don't know. The 255 may need to come out. It may need to get swapped. I'm not entirely sure yet. Walbro says it can hold the power, so if I don't have to buy another fuel pump, that would be ideal. What Fumoto valve do you like best for EJ25? Do they have more than one Fumoto valve? I did not know they had more than one, to be honest. Update on having both the FXT and the Spec B. My wife wants the FXT. I get the Spec B. First world problem. That's totally first world problem. I mean, that's a good deal. That's a win-win right there either way. You either get the FXT or you get a Spec B. It's a win-win. And also, apologies. I was not on the live stream last night like I was supposed to be. That's when we did, you guys saw it in today's upload. That's when we did the emergency parts run up to the mod garage to go pick up our other injectors. Just to get the fuel system kind of squared away on that motor. But we're doing it tonight. Yo, David, what's going on? We have a turbo, ladies and gents. Get in, sit down, seatbelt, and hold on belt. That's what I'm saying. I like it. I added notifications for your channel a few days ago for these live streams, and I didn't get notified. We need to. I don't know why YouTube does that. For some reason, YouTube does that. Like even when people hit like notifications, sometimes YouTube's just like, nah, we're not gonna send them out, or YouTube will send it out like 3 hours later. Don't exactly know why they do that. What is up? Hope you're having a good good night. I believe that's a good night, Logan. I am having a pretty good night. Hopefully you're having a good night. Zach, it hid your comment just because you cursed. It's okay. I unhid it. I got you. You're still waiting for your stuff to ship out from Black Friday. Hopefully you get it soon, man. Hopefully you get it soon. Like I said, I bug and I call manufacturers all the time. I think in the past like 3 days, I called Rally Sport Direct maybe like 4 or 5 times just to like get clarification on backdated orders, to cancel orders. Don't be afraid to call companies if you guys are like placing parts with them and you have like a genuine question. Like obviously don't call like companies just to harass and be like, yo, where's my parts? I need my parts parts right now. If they obviously don't have them, they can't ship them. But it's never a bad idea if you guys are curious on part statuses to give them a call. Sometimes their calls push you straight to voicemail, and it's a little bit frustrating. But other times you can pretty much get through. Tyler, appreciate the dono, dude. How you doing, man? How you doing, Tyler? Should I go flex fuel with my $2,000 stimulus or get some wheels? If it was me, depending on what's all done to your motor, I'd probably get the flex fuel setup. If your motor's relatively on the stock side, maybe get some wheels, maybe an access port. I don't know what's all done to the motor. So I'm gonna have to go with wheels on that one. Gonna have to go with wheels. All right, Fox, I have sold the WRX. I traded it for a 2012 Beetle. I think I saw the photo on Instagram. I think it was like a silver or gray Beetle. Was that the one you got? Cut my payment in half and chopped $40 a month off my insurance. That's what's up. Good job, dude. Congrats. Congrats on the new Beetle. I think it was the silver gray one that you had posted. I believe it was that one. I still want to see the other Beetle swap that you were talking about, though. I need to see it. I need to see it happen. I need to see the plans fall into place. Probably getting my first Turbo Subi this week, too. Ooh, exciting. This is exciting stuff. Everyone's getting some Turbo Subarus this week. You going to do air-to-water intercooler setup? I am not, Connor. We are just doing a Cobb air-to-air from an intercooler. It's the only one that was in stock that I could get. That's been like the biggest pain point recently of trying to get parts quickly. Trying to get parts quickly, I should specify, is you have to work with what's in stock, with what vendors have. It doesn't help that some vendors hoard up all of the parts either. I'm not gonna throw any companies' names out there because I obviously go through multiple companies. But I mean, they're all good companies also. But sometimes some companies just stock up. Like when we'll say Grimspeed makes all their external wastegate up pipes. They put them out on the market for distributors to buy. Some distributors buy every single one and they hoard them all. So that way, if people need them, they have to go there. I don't understand why. Hey man, I have a quick question. If my power steering fluid turns foamy when I start the car, does that mean my pump is bad? It probably means that there's some air in your system because it's probably trying to pump fluid and you're getting a little bit of air. So it's pushing air up, so it's causing some bubbles to come up and foam it through. You could try bleeding the power steering pump if you want. If that doesn't help at that point, it might not be a bad idea to replace the pump either. Nice spoolie thing. That's what I'm saying. Nice spoolie thing. Are you going to record when you get it tuned? Always! We record all the dyno days. We record all the dyno days. We record everything. Even the mundane stuff. We record everything. I just got here, LOL, probably for the next 21 days. Well, hopefully they make your stay somewhat enjoyable. Hopefully you get a nice, comfy bed. You get, all the food, room service you want. All the pudding cups. Hospital pudding cups aren't too bad. They're not too bad. They're, normal meals, though. And hit or miss. Does a 2016 WRX need new injectors if going E85, fuel pump, etc.? So if you're going E85 on an FA20 WRX, you do not need injectors. It's direct injected. The direct injectors can handle E85 pretty well. You are going to need a low pressure fuel pump. You do not need to swap out the high pressure fuel pump or anything like that. So pretty simple to run E85. Flex fuel sensor, fuel pump, tune. That's pretty much it. Finally, available to join a chat and not rewatch it. Well, welcome, Ricky. Welcome to the chat, my friend. Do you drink craft beer, bourbon, anything like that? What's your drink of choice at a bar? If I'm going out to a bar, typically, if I'm getting beer, I'll either get a half and half, which is half mayonnaise, half Guinness. If I'm just feeling chilling, a Rainier or Rainier is wheat Rainiers up here. If I'm getting liquor, typically I'll go with vodka though. I've done my dues with whiskey and bourbon, and I will not go back there. I will not do that again. I've been sick too many times from that. No self-control. Will a Forester clutch master cylinder work on an 02 WRX 5-speed trans? I got one laying around and waiting to find a WRX one. I believe it'll work. I don't see why it wouldn't work. I'm pretty sure they're the same part. I would check part numbers on them just to verify, but I'm pretty sure they're the exact same part number. Just got my first look at my EG33 for my 15 STI. It's out of a 92 SVX. Welcome to the expensive 6-cylinder life. You already know though. It's gonna be interesting. If you need any information on trying to get anything to mount up, I have all the links for all the mounts that I got for that car to make it all work. There's gonna be a lot of custom fab stuff that you're gonna have to do. But welcome to the journey of shoving a 6-cylinder into your tiny engine bay with me. It'll be a real adventure. Are you building it? I'm curious. Are you gonna be building it? You gonna disassemble it and do what I'm doing, closed deck, pistons, rods, the whole kit and caboodle, cams? I'll donate my AEM 340 pump to you if you'd like. It just sits on a shelf. till I start my build. I don't want to take your pump if you're going to be using it for your build. If you're using it for your build, totally keep it for your build, but I do appreciate it, Connor. I don't want to be pulling parts away from your build, man. Can't wait to hear your thoughts on the parent equal length header. I know you don't necessarily like it, but I have one in the garage. I would like. So I got it mocked up on the engine today. There's a couple things that I noticed with the parent header that I'm not a huge fan of, which I'll address in the video I'm shooting tomorrow, which you guys will see on Friday. But we'll cover the parent header kind of stuff. I've ran their first gen header when it came out years ago. So hopefully there's some improvements with this one and it doesn't completely catch my car on fire like it did last time. Devin, what's going on, dude? Tyler, it's still lets me do 99-cent donos. Try again. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Appreciate the dono, Devin. What battery charger do I need to put my new access port? You don't need a battery charger. They recommend putting like a battery tender on there if you want to, but you don't absolutely have to have one. I have like an Amazon battery charger, battery tender setup that I bought for, I don't know, I think it was like 50 bucks or something like that. Works extremely well. Also, what do you think of the ETS rotated turbo kit with everything included? Would you pick up a custom setup over that? What mismatched parts are best for rotated setup? Precision 6466. If you're going to be running 6466, if you buy the ETS rotated kit, I'm pretty sure it just comes with the intake filter, downpipe, up pipe. I believe it comes with the header. You're going to have to do a smaller upper cooling reservoir to make everything work, like fitment wise. There's also going to be a couple other things that you're going to have to swap out, but for the most part, it's all exhaust components that are going to be moving around. The hot side of the intercooler piping is going to change as well, but aside from that, it should be pretty much standard from your just stock location setup over to your rotated setup. Also, Connor, appreciate the $9.99 dono, dude. I'll most likely go dual fuel pumps. That's why I'm offering it. I mean, if you do not need it, by all means, I will totally throw it in the STI if you're not going to be using it. I just didn't want to be pulling parts away from your guys' build. If it's a part that you're not using at all, I'll take it. But if it's a part that you plan on using, but like you said, if you're going to a dual fuel pump setup and you're not going to be needing it, by all means, definitely help out. I would definitely appreciate it. Devin, appreciate the 99-cent mustache. Dude, I don't even have like anything to shave to have a mustache anymore. It's all gone. It's all gone. Bro, get your parts on eBay Motors. I do get some parts on eBay Motors, but it also depends on, because some of the parts that I've seen posted on eBay Motors are either backdated, they're either more expensive, because I'm also trying to find the best like bang for the buck budget part costs also. Like it gets expensive. Like I don't think some people fully understand, like this is my full-time gig. 90% of the income that I make every single month after bills are paid all goes back into the channel for parts for the cars, camera equipment, everything else like that. Like I try to save as much money as I can when doing this stuff, trying to find like the best deals possible, because it is difficult sometimes. But it also depends on like who has what in stock, how much does it cost and whatnot. If I can save like 10, 15 bucks here, 20, 30 bucks here, I will definitely do that, even if I have to wait like an extra week for shipping times or something like that. What do I think about the Faction Fab rotors and pads? Personally, I've never used them. I have seen one other car with a like brake setup from Faction Fab. They were a little bit loud, but aside from that, I mean, they looked good. I haven't felt them, so I don't know how they feel, but they were just a little noisy when I heard them. Should I just mail it to your P.O. box? Yes, please. That would be the best address. Typically things go to the P.O. box quicker for some reason instead of like my normal address. Don't know why, but yes, sir. P.O. box. I drove a manual today for the first time and it felt awesome. Hey, that's what I'm saying. How'd you do? Did you do good? No stalls? You didn't kill the car or anything like that? Because of COVID and a lot more people ordering everything online, plus it was Christmas and New Year's. That is also true. So a lot of places are out of stock on a lot of stuff. Should I be okay making 350 wheel horsepower on a 2012 WRX without building it? Got it tuned and everything. 350 is kind of like the iffy line. That's like the somewhat safe zone, somewhat dangerous zone, depending on how you drive and your driving style. For if it's safe or not, as long as the motor's healthy and you're not like 100% throttle every single day, you'll be fine. You'll be fine in the long run. Ball bearing. This is a journal bearing. Ugh. Journal bearing. It's a big turbo. It's a giant turbo. This thing's a lot bigger than I thought it was. It smells like a new turbo too. But yeah, no, definitely journal bearing. It'll do us wonders. It'll do perfect. It'll do perfect for what we need it to. It's a little heavy. That thing is a heavy turbo too. Bro, do you think it is possible that an FP Black stock location turbo from FP could take up to 3 months to ship. That's why my builder tuner kept telling me it's been over 3 months since they ordered it. My car has been up in their shop for 5 months. They keep blaming COVID-19 for the rest. Yeah, I mean, yes, some stuff like that does take a while to build. Sometimes it can take upwards like 4 to 5 months, especially when they're having all of these other parts come in. FP does a lot more cars than just Subaru also, so they're making parts for like all of these other makes and models that they make turbos for, so they're doing orders here, and it's not the same like compressor housing and like CHRA and all these other parts that go into the turbos. It's kind of cross-compatible amongst them all, so it can take a couple months if they don't have anything in stock, unfortunately. Update on my bug eyes! Check engine light bulb. I'm telling you, just leave it out. Leave the check engine light bulb. You'll never have to stress about it ever again. The bulb isn't out. LOL, the ECU just turned off the light and said... Oh, interesting. I would stress gone. I wouldn't even worry about it then. I mean, obviously fix the problems, but I mean, if the light goes out, you don't have anything to worry about. I will be probably getting my first turbo Subi as well, sometime closer to April-ish. I'm trying to get an 18WX Limited. Ooh, congrats. Hopefully you're able to get it soon. Almost at 1K miles on my 2012 STI engine. 1,000 miles. I'm guessing it's a rebuild block. STI engine. Can't wait to install my access port and intake. What recommended oil should I use after your break-in period? My go-to is always like 5W40. Motul is a pretty good one. The XS for the EJ engines, if you're running an FA, the E Clean, or was it X Clean, something like that, is a little bit better for those ones. Grow out a mustache, Eric. Grow out a mustache. We're talking about the mustaches again. I don't have... There's nothing there. There's no mustache anymore. It's gone. It all got shaved off. Just installed my... Dude, you put, like, no spaces in anything. Just installed my AEM boost... I can't even say this one word. Just installed my AEM boost gauge, and it doesn't read negative vacuum. Just stops and only matches my access port when under throttle. Any ideas? Check the sensor. I've had bad boost gauge sensors from AEM in the past. Typically, they're just going to have you send the sensor back or the entire unit, which is a little bit annoying after you get all the wiring in there. But they should give you a replacement sensor relatively quickly if the sensor is faulty. Yep, it was the pewter gray one. I knew it. It's a 2-liter turbo. It's tuned for 87 from factory. So once I make sure the engine hasn't been neglected, I'll likely get it tuned for 93. Interesting. I'm curious. If you end up throwing it on a Dyno Fox, let me know how much power it makes, because I've always been curious how much those little 2-liter turbo Volkswagens make. I've always been curious. And they sound gnarly. Those things sound like pretty gnarly once they're tuned. Yeah, that was just without if companies are on back order for parts. Yeah, then it gets even worse. LMFAO food here isn't too bad, and I'm on some strange air bed that deflates and reinflates. It's kind of weird. The floor I'm on is open to people that don't leave the bed and is made to prevent clotting. I don't need it. Interest. That's weird. That's a weird sounding bed. That bed sounds uncomfortable too. Hopefully you get like a better bed. Jeremy, hey Tanner, how's it going? Hey, how's it going, Jeremy? Hello. I brought my TV, PS4, and a bunch of other things. Being a CF patient has some benefits, but I do get to flirt with some pretty hot nurses. I mean, at least it makes the day go by. I will likely go with the dual... Okay, we talked about that one. Tyler LOLing at Devin. Should have went with HKS Equal. Like I said, when it came to parts, I'm working within the realm of availability for who has things in stock. There's not a lot of headers out there in stock right now from like multiple manufacturers. Everyone has to make them. They're huge lead times, which is kind of why I went with some of the parts that I did. Is there a way to figure what gen parent header I have? 07WX. I don't think so. I don't think they put any type of stamping or anything like that on them. You can see a little bit of a difference between like the early model ones and the current gen ones. The earlier model ones, the runners came out a little bit farther before they pushed them back in, I believe. Just because my old one, they were like super sunken. It was interesting. But the only way I could even like tell the differences is if you had like an early model production one and a current model production one. What do I think of the Rev 9 front mount kit? I've heard it's the same as the Turbo XS. Well, I don't know. Rev 9 front mount intercooler. Let's take a look. That's cheap. 480 bucks. That, I don't know. Something about that. Oh, it's on Amazon. Oh. Something about like super cheap intercoolers sketches me out. I don't know why. Rev 9, from an intercooler conversion kit, from an intercooler compatible Subaru WRX STI. 11 ratings. Good quality and welds are nice. Okay. 5 stars. Looks great. Can't wait to try and put it on. So you reviewed it before you even put it on the car. Excellent product. Wow, so much description there. It worked. It worked as it said. It is no instructions. But it came with the couple other 2 guys that I'm missing. Buy this. It's worth it. Is it? Is it worth it? Is it worth it? It might be worth it. It might be worth it. I've never used a Rev 9. I've never heard of Rev 9. It's on Amazon apparently, and it's relatively cheap. Not bad for the price. Good option for the price. Easy install. T-bolt clamps are not good quality. I figured as much for that. Bought some Vibrant ones. Piping needed cleaning prior to install due to metal flakes. Okay, so expect some metal flakes. Expect to replace the T-bolt clamps. Car dyno 375 on 93 with a GT3076R. Tuner told I would need a better intercooler core if I wanted more power, since this one heats up pretty bad after the first dyno pass. Interesting. Well, there you go. It seems like it's somewhat decent for the money. Doesn't seem like it would be like a good intercooler for high horsepower, but there you go. Up to like 375. Totally fine. Bro, thanks a lot, because some of your videos help me out. Hey, anytime, dude. I dare everyone to spam him with 99-cent donations. Why would you do that? Which car is getting the EG33? The 2017 STI is getting the EG33. It is the blue one that's wrapped gray that has absolutely no interior in it, no front end, one headlight on it, no motor in it, and it's been pushed outside of the garage since the black one went in there. So the 2017 STI is getting the EG33. What's up, Tanner? What's up, Byron? Yo, what's up, bro? Do you put turbo timers on your car? No, I do not. I do not put turbo timers. So, stock location turbos, since I have a turbo here, I can show you this. You've got water lines that run through it. So you have an upper water line and you have a side water line. So even after you shut your car off, assuming you're not like mobbing 100% throttle and then you park and just immediately turn your car off, you're still going to have a little bit of residual coolant flow from the pressure that's built up in the cooling system to keep a little bit of coolant flowing through the turbo. So no, I typically don't use turbo timers. I won't use a turbo timer. I'm just not a huge fan of them. If you want one, you can definitely get one. It seems like a waste of money in my opinion to buy a turbo timer when I don't mind just sitting there for the extra 15 to 30 seconds before I turn my car off. Like, I'm never in that much of a hurry where I'm like, shit, gotta get out the car, turn the car off. I've never seen a need for them. Those using a Gen 1 GT3076R with a T51R mod for turbo it has engine mounts that will work. I don't know, they look like Russian ones. If they're Kian engine mounts, they will totally work. The stock engine mounts will not drop into your SDI subframe. They will not fit, unfortunately. They won't even bolt up to the motor, to be honest. They're completely different mounting brackets, completely different engine mounts. They won't swap over. IDK, if you answered this, but I don't want to offend you. Why would you offend me? Why would you offend me, T7 Prodigy? Where is this going? But what do you do for work? Why would that offend me? Why would that offend me? I do YouTube. YouTube's my full-time gig. This is my full-time job. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of stress. It's very expensive. I don't wish the amount of stress that I have onto anybody else, but I thoroughly enjoy what I do every single day, and that is really all that matters to me. eBay parts tend to be high prices when new unless pre-owned. Very true. I can always meet you up near Puyallup area too if that makes it faster. I mean, I don't need it right away, but if you're in the Puyallup area, definitely let me know. The car's not going to be running for probably 2 more weeks anyway, so it's not a huge rush to get it back in there. Plus, it's not going to the dyno till February 9th. So even with that 255 in there, I mean, it'll still start up. It'll still idle just fine. What's up, bro? What's up, like Jamal? Jemail? I don't even know how to pronounce that one. I will... You know what? We're going to go take a look at this. We're going to go take a look at this EG33. We're going to go take a look at this. Hold up. Hold up. We're going to go take a peek. You guys don't need to know my Instagram password, so I'm going to do this before sharing the screen. Let's see here. Let's see here if I can find this. That looks like an EG33. That looks like my EG33 did, except for mine didn't have a red intake manifold. I do have that oil, but yeah, you're going to need different engine mounts to make that thing drop into your car. Those stock engine mounts will not work, unfortunately. You're going to need like a decent amount. How much power are you trying to make with this thing? Are you trying to make all the power? Oodles of power? Because you're going to have to get some, like, fun stuff. Where's all my EG33 pictures? Now we're just cruising through my Instagram. Look at that. Look at that clutch for the EG. X clutch. You're going to need a lot of fuel stuff, too. This stuff adds up quick with the EG33. I'm going to tell you that right now. EG33 parts are not cheap. Not cheap. LMFAO, sniff the turbo. I did. What's their turbo smells like? I mean, it kind of smells like oil. Ah! I can't. I don't make enough PSI to be able to spin it. I don't make enough PSI. Lick the turbo, Pixie. I'm not gonna lick the turbo. Maybe later, off camera. How much can the stock clutch hold before it gives horsepower wise? Well, your clutch is rated in foot-pounds of torque. Mine kind of gave out at like 388 foot-pounds of torque. I've seen other ones, like Alex said, mine's holding 500 horsepower and 396 torque on stock clutch. So it's not the horsepower that's going to kill your clutch, it's going to be the torque. Once you start like getting high up in torque numbers, that's when it starts to kind of shred your clutch. But I've seen stock clutches hold up to 400 wheel horsepower. Not reliably, but I've seen them do it. Typically, the safe zone for wheel torque for a stock clutch on an STI at least is going to be around like 360-ish. Anything past that is going to like you're going to be starting to flirt with danger with that clutch slipping. Bro, that turbo's huge. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. And stock block. How are you, stock block? That's what I'm saying. That's what I like to see. That's what I like to see right there. Turbo! That's what I'm saying. Hey man, I've been watching your channel for about a year. Hey, appreciate it, Robert. I just hit 100K on my stock block EJ25 and got ringland. Your videos have been a great help doing an IAG stage 2 short block build. Hello, tiny dog. Welcome to the office. That is such a good stretch. You're doing great, man. There's some weird noises going on right now, like repeating bass clicking type noises. FYI, it could be the mouse. It could be my mouse because my mouse is like right by the mic. If not, it might be the mic. I might need to buy a new mic. Yo, I got my bug eye running with the EJ207B7 swap. Waiting for a replacement JDM ECU to finish it off and get a conservative bass tune. Hey, glad it's going smoothly. Hey, my friend. Hello, Kevin. What up? What up, bro? Hello, hello, tiny dog. I see you back there going to your bed. What are the differences between the USDM and the JDM VAs, and what part is available from JDM land that you could throw on a USDM VA? There's a lot of like JDM parts for the VA chassis that you could get. I did some of them on my STI a while ago. Obviously, some of them you can buy on like Rally Sport and a couple other websites like Subi Mods and stuff like that. It's gonna be like rear spats. You can get some like under bracing. I have some of it on my STI. You can get draw stiffeners, steering bracing, rear diff braces, some interior bits. There's a couple things here and there, but for the most part, it's all either going to be like suspension, drivetrain, or like cosmetic stuff. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. The P0420 was from my downpipe. In the single instance, P0304 was probably because my cylinder 4 ignition coil was just a bit loose from me not tightening it all the way down. 156K stock. Well, I mean, at least you were able to figure out what the issues were. At least you were able to figure that out. Do you think brand really matters when it comes to AOS, and why, if so? Yes and no. Yes. Brand does matter. Only because you're gonna obviously have different AOSs that are gonna be better than other ones. Like IAG versus Grimspeed, that's one of them. Like I say, a lot of companies make a lot of really good parts. They also sometimes make some bad parts. The Grimspeed AOS is an example of not a good part. It doesn't really do much aside from just push everything back into the intake track. In one of the videos, I think it was fixing Matt's 400 wheel horsepower Outback or something like that, I show just how much oil that Grimspeed AOS pushes back into the intake track. It was literally a puddle of oil sitting in front of his turbo. Whenever it comes down to it, like if you're looking at like IAG versus Cobb, pretty much the same thing. The Cobb one has a little bit different baffling. If you're looking for like a good AOS, like a go-to, IAG, Cobb, Crawford, Perrin. I'm going to put it in that order. Those four in that order. Killer Bee's in there too. You can put Killer Bee anywhere you wanted. Radium's a good one. I just didn't like the return hose because the return hose was massive. But I mean, yeah, I would stick with like some of the major brands when it comes to AOSs. They're just proven. They're a little bit better, and they're actually like they actually keep oil out of the intake tract versus just like plumbing it back in. You'll love the FP Black. Which specs on it? 8 centimeter or 10 centimeter hot side? It is a 10 centimeter hot side. I believe from what the box said. I believe that's still accurate. Plumber, what's going on, dude? Tanner, my engine was covered by warranty. Stock 2018, 45,000 miles. That blew up. Hey! Glad it's covered under warranty. That's awesome to hear. Thankfully, you're getting a new motor under Subaru's warranty, too. So hopefully it doesn't completely, like, demolish your wallet. That's good to hear, man. Congrats. Hopefully it doesn't take too long. It's back on the road soon. And I think you get a loaner car, too. I think you get a loaner. Except for the downpipe. Single instant for the P0304 for that one. Ayo, what's going on? Sora Kumo? Yo, Tanner, what's up? What's going on? The only issue I'm having is they are having issues with getting an IV. Oh, needles. I don't do needles. I don't like needles. Don't do it. I don't do it. Don't do it. I'm not a fan. I can get tattoos all day, but when they like draw blood or anything like that, nope. No, thank you. A couple of places claim they can get 270 crank safely out of the motor without anything but a 93 tune. I'm dubious. I'm interested. I want to know. I'm curious. I'm curious if that little Volkswagen can make some power. I will be kidding. A 1986 Dodge Daytona Turbo Z with T-Tops Chrysler 2.2 L turbocharged 4-cylinder engine, 5-speed manual or automatic. And I want it with a digital dashboard. Digital dashboards are kind of cool. You don't see really. I mean, nowadays you see a lot more of them, but like a while back, you never really saw much of them. Dude, I just found out about blast plates. Oh well, do these work for 05? Yeah, what do you mean? I have talked about blast plates so much for all like all WRX owners. I bring up blast plate. Hello. Do you want to come say hi? Oh, okay. Oh, Melanie says hi from the hallway, and then she just ran away. Blast plates, yes, they do work. They help strengthen up the transmission a lot. If you really want to take it an extra step further, you can do like a PPG gear set in your 5-speed. The PPG gear set and the blast plates will help really help strengthen that thing up quite a bit. I meant to say getting... well, that sounds like a fun 1987. I'm curious. I want to look this up. I want to look it up because I don't know too much about American cars. That's kind of cool. I wouldn't mind having one of those. That's kind of a cool car. I'd probably take the black one with the gold wheels as like a... I like it. I like them. I think it looks cool. And it's turbo? You said it was turbo? Or maybe... I can't really see that engine bay too much. It looks like a dope car. Congrats if you are getting one. I wouldn't mind having one. They look like fun. It looks like a challenge. It looks like something a little bit different. Hey, dude, I'll be watching later. Saw you were streaming while watching your newest video, and I wanted to drop by. I went to DC today, and I'm pooped. Ooh. Well, I will talk to you. I'm guessing you're going to swing back through in a little bit, Roy. I'm guessing so. Let me know. Let me know, my man. Subi gang. That's what I'm saying. Hey, homie. What's going on, Josh? What gauge other than wideband, oil pressure, and boost does monitoring boost? What gauge other than wideband, oil pressure, or boost does monitoring boost matter if you have a good tune? Yeah, I mean, monitoring boost is still a good idea. I would definitely get like a mechanical or digital boost gauge aside from just using the one on the access port. The one on the access port obviously has to go through the ECU and then be transmitted up to like the OBD2 port and then up into the access port. Personal preference, I just like having a direct link to what my boost actually is and having a dedicated gauge to it. Same with air fuel ratio. But those are typically the 3 gauges that I run in my car is always like boost, AFR, and oil pressure. Oil pressure is going to be like a really big one that's going to be like a key indicator if something is going wrong. That's pretty much what I run. Does it matter if you monitor it when running boost with a good, or does it matter to monitor it with a good tune? 100%. When you start getting into like colder temps, if your internal wastegate with the catalyst downpipe, you can boost creep. It's just good to monitor to have it up anyways. Butterfly, I went PPG straight cut cuz that's what I'm saying. Also appreciate the dono, man. That sounds like a fun transmission to play with too. WX Plumber or Plumber WX. What is the next supporting mod after AOS? Cylinder 4 cooling mod. AOS cylinder 4 cooling mod, larger radiator, equal length header. That should get you there for the most part. Would you be able to explain why I get fine knock learn up to -4 and 0 feedback knock? Well, fine knock learn goes off of historical events in the ECU, so if it's seeing a certain amount of knock at a certain RPM range, then it's going to pull that historical information for the fine knock learn correction to go back and be like, all right, well, this was happening at this RPM, so if we try to pull it, we try to correct it at this. It's trying to compensate for old setup or for old knock events. So it could just be historical knock events, may or may not be. It's something pulling from the ECU that is historically there from prior events. It's the mic. Should I try unplugging the mic and plugging it back in? Do we want to risk it? Do we risk unplugging the mic and plugging it back in? If so, let me know. The camera may cut out for a minute if we do that. Well, I didn't mean re-sniff the turbo. Well, you know, it's a good smelling turbo. It smells nice. It was a joke about... I feel it. I feel it. Quick list on mods that don't need tuning. I have a whole video to that, I think. I believe I do. Mods that you don't really need a tune for if you're doing engine stuff. Or Street Series, AOS from IAG, a radiator, cylinder 4 cooling mod. You can get away with a turbo inlet. You can get away with a bypass valve. That's really all I can think of for mods that don't need a tune. That's probably the extent of what you're looking. Oil pan, oil pickup, windage tray. I think that's about the extent of it off the top of my head for mods that you don't need a tune for. I was thinking about making an aluminum full flat underbody, but I was also living in Rustville, and I don't want to. That's true. I don't blame you. Do you think it's worth it? I mean, on the side of where you're at, where you don't want rust to get all stuck up in there, I probably wouldn't do it. You get salt up in there, it starts eating away at things. You're trapping salt up underneath the under tray between like the frame of the car. That could get bad over time. Maybe if you like coat the underside of the car and then you coat like both sides of the splash or the underbody tray that you're talking about, that might work. But then, I mean, you still have the like potential to trap salt up in there. I probably wouldn't do it. I'll probably just do like underbody coating. Hey man, I don't know what just happened. Hey man, glad to see ya. Really enjoy your stuff, man. I've been learning a lot. I've been looking into beginner mods and also appreciate all the videos you teach. Hey, appreciate it, my friend. Appreciate it, dude. Ever think about getting a 2-door and doing an STI swap? Yes, I have, but GC shells up here, 2.5 RS shells, are expensive. They are like stupid expensive for what they are. I also don't have the space for one. Maybe once we get like a bigger space some point in the future, we can definitely do that, but that is something that I have always wanted to do. Good evening, brother. What's going on, Anthony? Why did my chat jump? I knew you wouldn't be able to resist modding the bug eye. I can't not mod anything. That's my problem. That's my problem. I modify everything I have. Every single car I have. Doesn't matter what it is. I'll figure out a way to modify it. I don't know. I like tinkering. Hey, Tanner. What's going on, Dave? Hey, Smedia. Love your content, boss. What upgrade stock location turbo would you recommend to make 400 wheel horsepower for FP series or any turbo? Good price range from Canada. FP Blue. By 100% FP Blue. Or, yeah, I would do the FP Blue. Cobb 20G maxes out at 400. You don't want your turbo to max out at 400. The FP Blue was an awesome turbo when I was shooting for 400 wheel horsepower in the blue STI, gray STI, whatever color you want to call it. It's awesome. It's affordable. You can get it with either internal wastegate or external wastegate options, whatever route you decide to go down. But it's affordable. It responds quickly. It feels good. It pulls hard. And it looks good, too. So, FP Blue, always. Option, a best choice turbo for 450 wheel horsepower with quickest spool. Blausch Dominator 2.5 XTR is going to be my go-to on that one. I believe it was PRE Racing did like a whole turbo shootout for like that mid-range of power if that's what you're shooting for. The Blausch Dominator was a good top contender for that like power interval with like very quick spool, good responsiveness. I think it's like decently priced also. I'm not entirely sure. Just found out Cobb makes an access port for the EcoBoost F-150. Want to get one for my daily? Hey, do it! They make access ports for a lot of stuff. I think they do Ford, Subaru, Porsche, Volkswagen, BMW, Nissan, Mazda. There's probably a couple others in there. Would you recommend a lightweight crank pulley on an 06? No, I never recommend lightweight crank pulleys to anyone. Don't do it. Don't get a lightweight crank pulley. What you're doing by swapping on a lightweight crank pulley is you're removing all of the dampening that the pulley is supposed to be doing. So all of the shock that's going to the crank gets absorbed by the pulley from the pistons and the rods and everything else that's going on inside of the motor. So all the vibration and all the shock helps to get absorbed by your stock location or your stock crank pulley, or if you get like a fluid dampener or like an ATI super dampener or something along those lines, those also help a little bit more. When you swap over to a lightweight pulley, you're essentially just sending more shock, more vibration to the crank, which can lead to increased wear of your main bearings on the actual crank, which can lead to bearing failure, then rod failure, then piston failure, then motor failure, then you got to rebuild the block. I'm not saying that's 100% going to happen if you get a lightweight crank pulley, but it is a possibility of decreasing the reliability of the car. But hey, they look kind of cool, right? Are you doing upgraded fuel lines? And if so, could you do a video on how to install them? Yes, we are doing upgraded fuel lines. We are making our own fuel line. I have fittings, fuel line, all that stuff out in the garage. So I will show you guys how to make fuel line, how to route the fuel line. We can't do any of that until the motor goes back in the car because I need to be able to measure length for the fuel line. And I also need the fuel pressure regulator so that way we can get that whole situation mounted up also. But yes, I will make a video on how to make fuel line, where we're going to be routing it and doing all that fun stuff. Hello, Melanie. I will tell her that people say hello. She ran away to the bedroom. The 1986 Dodge Daytona Turbo Z will be equipped with a digital dashboard and Chrysler's electronic voice alert system. What is voice alert? What is voice alert system? I'm very curious. Thanks. Sick. Thanks, because I'd like to keep the 5-speed. The 5-speed's a good trans. My dad had an 86 Chrysler Laser back in the a Laser. Same as the Dodge Daytona. He loved it, but he loves his Stage 2 WRX more. Hey, both of them sound like fun cars, honestly. Is 225k chassis miles an issue if it's rust-free car in the rust? If it's rust-free, I wouldn't worry about it too much. Do keep in mind that like suspension components are going to be pretty rusty. Sway bars, bolts, everything that you're going to be modifying and touching is going to be rusty. So expect a lot of it to break, unfortunately. But if you don't mind dealing with like the small issues here and there with it, totally fine. You can get a Dodge Daytona Turbo Z as well as a Chrysler Laser. Oh, okay, there we go. Yep. With the rear seat and sports steering wheel. They had so many like packages. So many packages. What is your recommendation on downpipe catback turbo back for Stage 2 Plus WRX 2017? Personal preference, I like Nameless Performance, ETS, NVIDIA N1 single exit on like pretty much all Subarus. They all sound pretty good. As for like a J-pipe, Cobb, Grimspeed, ETS, Nameless Performance, probably like the top go-to ones off the top of my head. Also, Plumber, appreciate the dono, my friend. Please appreciate the dono. You can always adjust the seats to the comfort level in those cars. That's kind of nice. What's up, Tanner? What's up, Will? How much is needed to make 300 all-wheel horsepower from a 2020 STI? 300 is pretty doable. It's pretty easily doable. Boost controller, injectors, fuel pump, boost controller, turbo inlet, intake. You could probably do a header, turbo back. Should get you there. That should get you there for the most part. Obviously, access port, air oil separator, all the basic like reliability mods thrown in there also. It's been an issue for months, so don't worry about it. Has it been that much of an issue? Has the mic been that much of an issue? Nobody's told me till now that it's been that much of an issue. So maybe it's an issue for only some people. I don't know. What do you think of the mid-90s Mitsubishi GSX Eagle Talon TSIs? Fun cars back in the day. They're awesome cars. You don't see them too often anymore. There's one of them that I see that mobs around here every now and then, and it's like stupid fast. Dude modified the hell out of it. Stupid fast. No idea what's done to it, but that thing is quick. Audio's fine. Hey, good to hear. I just got the Crawford V3 AOS in 2014 WRX. First drive was scary. Almost stalled a couple times. It's just the evil. Is that just evil learning or something? ECU learning. The ECU learning shouldn't be affected by an AOS. I don't know what would be. Nothing should change in the driving style after installing an AOS. Nothing should change. I have the Crawford V3 AOS on my BRZ and it sucks. Why does it suck? Why do we not like it in the BRZ? I had the Crawford V3 in 2 prior STIs and I never had an issue with it. Never had a problem. Which fuel kit do you recommend? Cobb versus Delicious Tuning, debating on which one to go for. Whatever one's cheaper, to be honest, because they both do the same thing. The quality on both of them is pretty comparable also. I would get whatever one's cheaper and whatever one's in stock. And the CS package for the Dodge Daytona stands for Carroll Shelby, because Carroll Shelby worked with the Leacoca. I always get that name wrong. Chrysler Corporation back in the 80s to help make their performance cars better. That's gonna be stuck in my head all day till or all night till I'm gonna have to look it up after this to how to pronounce it. Tanner, thanks for always answering everyone to the best of your knowledge. And you're the only Subaru wizard a follow. Hey, appreciate it, Alex. Appreciate it, dude. I try to help you guys out as much as I can. Obviously, I don't know anything or everything, but for the things that I do know, I will definitely help you guys out on. Full Chooch Turbo. That's what I'm saying. I've been staring at this turbo since I went and picked it up earlier. It's hard to not stare at. It's a beautiful looking turbo. Can you speak on this? Really appreciate your insight. Why are there so many YouTube car channels taking on several BMW build projects? Is it because they are cheap to buy for content? I don't know. BMWs are awful to work on. I'm not a fan of working on BMWs. I've worked on a couple M3s in the past, and they're stupid. Like, the design is stupid. They're very good cars, like performance speaking, but like mechanically speaking, working on them, they suck. There's heat shields everywhere. The sensors are in the stupidest spots possible. I honestly don't know. Like, maybe I haven't really looked into the price of BMWs, I think, ever, except for like a 2017 M3 a couple years ago. But outside of that, I've never really looked into the price of like used BMWs, just because they're not enjoyable to work on. I do not enjoy working on them at all. What up, brother? What up, Jeffrey? What's going on, dude? When you had the FP Blue on your STI, did you upgrade the components? Do you recommend upgrading the turbo? If so, what are the differences? I did not. I ran the bare basic FP Blue off the shelf, what they had, and it was totally fine. No issues with it. It was journal bearing. It was the smaller FP Blue. If you want the bigger one, I think it's capable. I think it's capable of like maybe 25, 30 more wheel horsepower than the standard one. But to be honest, the standard FP Blue, it's cheaper than like the one with all the add-ons. If you're shooting for like under 440 horsepower, the FP Blue isn't a bad way to go. You'll probably be maxing out that turbo on the higher spectrum, like 425, 430 wheel horsepower. But you could probably push it a little bit more. Probably not the smartest idea, but you could. If you wanted to get the one with all the extra bells and whistles, you totally could. What are the major differences? Because I don't even know what the major differences are between the FP Blues. I think it's like a bigger compressor housing on one of them. This one's $100 more. So that one's obviously Forced Performance XR Blue Turbocharger 84mm Subaru. That's a big FP Blue. Honestly, it depends on how much power you're shooting for. Now that I'm looking at these, it depends on how much power you're shooting for. If you're shooting for like under like 430, just get the bare basic journal bearing FP Blue. No issues with it. If you're looking to make a little bit more power, I wouldn't even consider an FP Blue at that point. I consider something more like an FP Green or an FP Red, depending on what your power goals are. Chrysler's electronic voice alert system tells you, oh, that's kind of cool, like low fuel, leave keys in the door. That's kind of neat. That's kind of, you get a little robot telling you what's going on. I dig it. I can dig it. After I changed my spark plugs, it started knocking and misfiring on cylinders 2, 3, and 4. Haven't changed cylinder 3 yet. What's the problem? Check your coil packs. Check spark plug gap. That would be my first two go-tos. Make sure you didn't mix up any of the coil packs. Make sure that the gap on the spark plug is also set correctly. Depending on what's all done to your car, what spark plug you're going to be running and everything like that, that's going to be the real determining factor of what you want your gap to. Most people either set them to I want to say it's 0.028 or 0.032, or it's 0.32 and 0.28. Double check. Don't remember off the top of my head. Can the next project be a custom Crosstrek STI? I would totally be down for that. If we're going to be doing that, though, I'd probably buy like a totaled out Crosstrek, and we'd probably like rebuild and STI swap that one. Just because like buying obviously a brand new Crosstrek and then doing all that work would not financially the best decision. But I'd totally be down for that if we could find like a crashed Crosstrek, and we had a little bit more space. Your videos have made the first 2 days of COVID quarantine go by so much easier. Hopefully you get out of there soon, man. Only 12 more days to go, Jeffrey. But I'm glad the videos are helping, man. We have so many videos. I think I looked the other day. There was like 340 videos. I've done a lot of videos. Does the Mod Garage do military discount? I don't think they do military discount, just because they already try to drop their pricing as low as possible. I'm not too sure on that one. I would message a sales team member in regards to that question. I don't work there, so I don't know. Just ordered cargo nets and fog lamp kit from Subaru. Let's go. Hey, that cargo net's nice. I have one in the 17 STI, and the fog light. I mean, you can't not have fog lights. Fog lights are not, I love fog lights. Do I need a tune for a sound tube delete? No, you do not. You can pull that tube right out, plug that hole. No tune needed. The only time, just keep in mind, the only time you need a tune is when you're changing how much air is either going in or out of the motor, and how much fuel is going into the motor also. So those are primarily like the key things to remember. And sensors. If you're swapping out like map sensors and things like that, you obviously need to get them scaled properly. But for the most part, whenever you're changing how much air is going into the engine and coming out of the engine, and then how much fuel is going into it, is when you're going to need a tune. Hey Tanner, I was wondering what your opinion on the CSF radiators with built-in oil cooler. Those are awesome. Those are honestly awesome. They're actually pretty good radiator oil cooler combos. They save a decent amount of space also, so that way you're not having to run in like a radiator and like an external oil cooler. You can just have them built in together. I know Jackson Racing also makes one, but I think it's significantly more expensive. But they're very good options. CSF, I've ran CSF products in the past whenever it comes to like cooling stuff. Never had an issue with them. It's crazy to think if the new STI really comes with 398 horsepower, it will probably have 340-ish to the wheels. People spend thousands to get 340 wheel horsepower. To be like completely honest, I don't foresee the new STI making 398 crank. I realistically see that car maybe making 350 crank, which would probably put it around 315 wheel. I don't see Subaru pushing that car to just under 4. I just don't see it happening. I don't see it happening. We'll see what Subaru says. I just don't foresee it. I foresee more like 350 crank-ish, which would translate down to like 315 to like 320 wheel, somewhere in that range for the STI. I'm gonna guess like the WRX will probably be around like 320 crank, maybe. I don't know. We'll see what Subaru says. I've fully built IAG Stage 3 with built heads. GTX 3076R turbo, and I'm smoking out of the exhaust. What color smoke? What's it smell like? Don't taste it though. That's going to be like a real indicator. If it's blue smoke, obviously it's going to be burning oil. If it's white smoke, it's probably either going to be like turbo seals, coolant, something like that is getting into the exhaust. If you have coolant getting into the exhaust, probably a head gasket issue, unfortunately. That's just kind of like first thoughts on that. Bought a lightweight pulley and bought a lightweight pulley already, but I will sell it, not going to risk it. Thanks for the AOS. Not going to risk it. Thanks. Recommended AOS for 06 WX EJ255. AOS, I'd either get Cobb, IAG, Killer B, or Radium, one of those ones. Trying to decide between Motul 5W40 or Shell Rotella T6. Running mobile 110W30. I would get Motul 540. I mean, that's what I run. I've done oil analysis on the 540. It always comes back pretty good as well. Motul. Can't go wrong with Motul. I have like the hiccup burps right now. It's really weird. Not really sure what it is going on with my BRZ. It doesn't smoke on cold starts. It doesn't smoke until I've been driving the car for a long time. That's interesting. Like I said, I have my AOS vented to atmosphere. That's how I had mine vented to on my BRZ. Only thing I can think of is causing the smoke is piston rings or turbo seals. That's what I'm thinking also. Like if it's white smoke, it's obviously going to be either coolant or turbo seals, because either coolant's getting into the cylinders from the cylinder heads, or turbo seals are starting to go out and starting to smoke a decent amount also. I mean, you're thinking the same thing I'm thinking when it comes to that. It's oil smoke for sure. Oh, okay, if it's blue, it's oil smoke, so you're consuming oil. Check your catch cans. If your catch cans are full, then obviously it's not going to be doing... Oh, no, you said it's an AOS, and if it's venting to atmosphere, it should just be dumping out all that oil vapor out to the atmosphere. I would double-check PCV lines at that point. I would start going through PCV lines, double-checking all those to make sure they're all functioning as they should. Check your PCV valve as well. That could be an issue. If you do need to buy a new one, they're relatively cheap. You can buy them from Subaru for like 15 bucks. I bought one from Subaru for the BRZ for like 15 bucks. Not too bad. 2020 STI with catted downpipe. Is there another comment that goes with that? 2020 STI with catted downpipe. I don't see another comment that goes with that, so I don't think that's a question. Where'd I go? Are fog lights hard to install on 06 WRX? Love the videos, by the way. Depends on how you want to wire them. I mean, they're not terribly difficult to install. Obviously, getting the fog lights in there is the easiest part. The wiring is going to be the hardest part if you're going to be running like an independent switch for everything like that. I drilled... We'll get to that in a second. If you're going to be running an independent switch for the fog lights, it's annoying to install, but it's not hard by any means. I drilled the PCV valve. I did the same thing. I did the same thing on my BRZ because I had the MA Performance kit, and they tell you in the instructions to drill out the PCV valve. You don't have to do it, but if you're already tuned for it that way, Honestly, I would go back through. The only thing I can think of is like PCV lines. I would double check PCV lines, make sure everything is right. If it's blue smoke, you're consuming oil, so there's oil getting into the exhaust somehow. So you might be getting excessive blow by that's getting past the piston rings. You said your motor only has 1K miles on it. It could still just be from break-in as well. I would monitor it. I would monitor everything. If you have like ECU tech, you can at least pull up all the parameters on your phone to see what's going on. I would definitely suggest keeping an eye on what everything is telling you, especially with like a brand new motor like that. I would probably expect to see some smoke coming out of it as everything is still breaking in. If you start to get like excessive smoke and it like increases in volume at that point, then I would obviously like curb the car for a little bit, start digging into it, seeing what the problem is. But since it only has 1,000 miles on the motor, it's probably still breaking in, so you're going to be getting a little bit of smoke coming out of there. Bought my STI with lightweight, pulley, and flywheel. Then watched to get a Dom tune saying how that is bad, so I'm going back to stock crank pulley. Good idea. 100% good idea. Go back to stock crank pulley. I'm going to be running a lightweight flywheel. I don't mind running lightweight flywheels, but the issue for me is those crank pulleys, just because you have nothing to absorb, like the vibration, the shock, that all gets transferred down to the crank. The crank just absorbs it all with a lightweight crank pulley. So either going back to a stock crank pulley or like an ATI or super dampener, fluid dampener, something like that. Very good idea. What's my opinion on the 04 RS? I like them. I believe they're Bug Eye 2.5 RS. They're good cars. They're good daily drivers too. If you want a GC coupe, you can just get an L coupe and swap it. No RS tax. Get an earlier WRX bumper, just to be different. That's what I'm saying. That might not be bad. That might not be a bad route to go. I'm gonna have to keep an eye out for some. I can't get a shell. I can't get another car. We have nowhere to put another car in the future. Here in the future, when we get more space, we will definitely do that. Would underflow lights? Are those the new underglow lights? Make me look too rice asking for a friend. I don't care. I like some cars look good with underglow. I have no problem with underglow. Just don't be a dick and drive with it down the freeway. That's the only thing that like bothers me, is when people are like driving down the freeway, they're like playing with the underglow, changing a whole bunch of colors on them. It's just distracting. It can cause issues. Not a huge fan of it. If you're just doing it for like parking lots, like driving down some back roads or whatever, by all means, I like underglow. I think it looks good on a lot of cars. The only time I have an issue with it is like people are playing with it on the freeway. It's stupid distracting. But GC sedans are lighter than coupes, but the coupes look better. I like the look of the coupes. I like the coupes. What's my favorite Subaru chassis? The GD, 100%. I love GD chassis. GD chassis have always had my heart. They got me. Don't taste. What's the fun in that? I don't know. We're not going to taste turbo. We're not doing it. We're not looking the turbo. You have a link to your dash cam, or send me a link to it. Thanks in advance. I have a couple videos on the Blackview dash cams. If you just search like Smedia Blackview in like YouTube, it should pull up one of my Blackview videos. I think I have like 2 or 3 of them on there. They're 2 different dash cams, so I would take a look at both of those videos if you're going to be getting one of the Blackview dash cams, and then kind of pick which one you want off of those 2. But I do have links to them in there if you do want to go check those out and you are looking for a good Blackview dash cam. They're awesome. Blackview's awesome. I've worked with Blackview a couple times. They're incredibly good. In my opinion, best dash cam for around $120 is the Villafo A119. 1080p, 60 frames per second. Gotta have that 60 FPS. 60 FPS is nice. Gotta have 60 FPS. Good evening. Guess what? I just went catless. Woo! Probably not a good idea in the cold. Risking it for the biscuit. But I'm hoping everything goes good for you, man. Hoping everything stays good. Just tuned in. Sorry I'm late. Walt, how dare you? Time zones are a real bummer. Totally feel it. Totally feel it, man. I'm waiting on the first lot of my parts to arrive so I can start modding. I've added to my tool collection too. Small dog! You're back there. You just woke up. Good morning. Good morning, small dog. Now he's just staring at me. Nice. Get some tools. Get some parts. I'm all about it. WRX 2019 MA Performance Stage 1 OTS tune. My AF learning is around plus 14 at idle. My fuel pressure is 58 PSI at idle. Is this because of the tune, or could there be another issue? The tune shouldn't affect your fuel pressure at idle. That should... But can you monitor fuel pressure on the access port on WRXs? You can. It's on the little digital cluster. You can. You totally can. I don't think the tune would adjust that because you don't have... I don't think that's a tunable fuel pressure regulator. I'm pretty sure it's the same fuel pressure regulator that's in the STIs. I'm not 100% sure on that one. I don't know. I don't know on that one just because I don't know the WRX's fuel pressure regulator. Cannot confirm. It could be a tuning issue if you just flashed the tune on there. The ECU might be going through the ECU learning procedure as it's starting to like adjust to the tune. If it's been that way for an idle, AF learning plus 14 is a little bit high. But as for the fuel pressure one, I'm not entirely sure how the WRX uses fuel pressure on that chassis, unfortunately. My only fear is being under a car on all 4 jack stands. I do it all the time, unfortunately. That's my life right now. Ever use Valvoline engine oil for your Subaru? Everybody talks about Gulf and Motul, but I've always used Valvoline for my previous rides and never had a problem with it. Should I switch? No, no, Valvoline's awesome. I've used Valvoline in the past. I just use Motul a lot more frequently now because it's easily accessible for me. But Valvoline is an incredibly awesome oil that is on my oil analysis list to test once we actually have a running car again. We will continue that series, so I will definitely test Valvoline. But no, I have no problems with Valvoline. I've used Valvoline before. Good coffee. Forbidden coffee, bacon rain, and now we can't taste the turbo either. Such a bummer. I mean, we could totally taste the turbo, but I don't think I want to do that. What are you driving with both STIs down? I'm using Melanie's Impreza. I don't typically need to go anywhere unless it's like we're going to pick up parts or I'm running to the gas station or something like that to grab like an energy drink or something like that. So for the most part, I'm like here working all the time or I'm like out picking up parts. But I'm using Melanie's Impreza right now because she's working from home, so it just kind of works out. So that's why we're on such a time crunch to get the black STI up and running again. Just because she is going to be working back in her office again here in the next couple weeks. So we just need to get one car running. That's the goal. You forgot the shmoo. Yeah, we did forget the shmoo. Don't spread the shmoo on the bread. Probably Melanie's Impreza. See right there. Speaking of which, I wanna thank you for all the content. Everything I've been able to do has been because of you. Keep up the amazing content. Hey, appreciate it, Brent. Glad that it's all going smooth. Butterfly Effect got an iTunes card for Christmas and nothing else to spend it on. Hey, appreciate the dono, Butterfly. I didn't even know iTunes gift cards were still a thing. People still use iTunes? I didn't even know iTunes was still out there. I mean, I knew it was still out there, but I didn't think anyone still had like iTunes gift cards. But hey, appreciate the dono regardless, dude. How much horsepower are you trying to get out of the EG 2015 Plus? And are you going big turbo? Yeah, so we're going to be running a Precision 7685 Gen 2 on that car. The turbo is rated for 1300 horsepower. The block's rated for 1200 horsepower. Our fuel system, I don't know about our fuel system. Our fuel system should make a lot of power. It should. But the goal for that car is 1,000 to 1,100 wheel horsepower. What everyone seems a little bit more in line with what is more realistic. It's probably going to end up being closer to 1,000 wheel horsepower. But yeah, we're going big single turbo. Big single turbo. Hey, what's up, Baker? What's going on, dude? Smee the Go. That's what I'm talking about, dude. How you been, man? So when are we gonna race, Smee? Once you get your Yaris back. I want to race the old Yaris. I miss that car. The old little green Yaris. There's always talk of not using OTS tunes. Isn't the stock tune the same caliber of an OT? 100%, yes. Stock tunes are OTS tunes. But if you're going to be modifying your car and you're going to be pulling off... So here's the thing. Here's my thing with stock tunes, like OTS tunes, stock tunes. If you have a stock tune on your car, it's covered under warranty if you're still within your warranty period. If you're putting an OTS tune on the car, it's an aftermarket OTS tune. It's not going to be as dialed in as an OTS tune from Subaru would be. And once you flash that other tune over, it changes the CID number on your ECU. And then obviously Subaru and everyone else can see that you modified the car and you flash the ECU. So if you're going to be doing some type of tune that's aftermarket, yes, OTS tunes work short term, but I highly, highly suggest at minimum getting an E-tune whenever it comes to like doing any type of tuning if you're still within a warranty period. You want your car to be as reliable as possible. You want a dialed in tune with it. But yes, the OTS tunes, Subaru tunes, same thing. What do you think about the air mode fuel pressure regulator? I've been told that they're not exactly the best. I've used one on the 17 STI, and I'm using one on the 05 STI. I'm using the Aeromotive A1000. I've never had any issues with it. It's a good fuel pressure regulator in my opinion, and it's affordable too. It's like $217 on Amazon. So get the economy mode on the Cobb big air intake plus access port, hitting 27 to 33 miles. That's actually good miles per gallon on good flats. That's good MPGs right there. By the way, your channel is great. Hey, appreciate it, Frank. 35ish, that's good. I've had an air mode fuel pressure regulator running 500 wheel horsepower worth of fuel, and it holds 50 psi base up to 70 psi boost with no issues at all. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. See me in the streets. Come at me, Baker. Bring the Yaris. Let's do this. Let's do it. Totally down. LOL, I miss my Yaris. I don't blame you. I like that Yaris. That Yaris was a trooper. I will say that. Do you have stickers for sale on your website? Or will you? I do. I have red and black. So what I have left is I am like almost out of hoodies at this point. I've got extra large drive hoodies, one large drive hoodie, a couple mediums. We're still pretty good on stickers. I think I'm running low on the reds. We still have some of the V1 red t-shirts, black and red jet tags, air fresheners, toe straps, and then the V2 tees. Once all of this stuff sells out, or once we get down on inventory more, I am going to be placing an order for the next round of merchandise. So everything right now on the website is 100% on sale. There's the website if you guys do want to snag anything. So, like I said, everything's on sale on the website for all of the merchandise. We have stickers, hoodies, t-shirts, everything's super discounted right now just to be able to clear it all out to get the next run of stuff in. But yes, we do have some stickers up there. Hit 37 at one time, but yeah, access port plus economy mode. That is some good, like, miles per gallon right there. How much horsepower can you push with the internal wastegate and stock 06 STI intercooler? What turbo are you going to be using? Stock turbo, you could probably max out at around like 330 wheel horsepower. On an aftermarket turbo, it obviously depends on supporting mods and the turbo itself. Ever think of making a Facebook group or Discord server? I have. It's on my to-do list. I just haven't done it yet. I was thinking about doing a Discord server instead of a Facebook group. I don't know. Would you guys rather see a Discord server or a Facebook group? I'm totally open to either option. I'll make whatever one you guys prefer, but it is on my list to get done. Is 02, 03 really more forgiving to mods or just a Subi scene myth? I mean, they are a little bit more forgiving. The 02, 03s have a 16-bit ECU or 32-bit. It's either 32-bit or 16-bit ECU. They work a little bit differently than some of the newer ones do, and they are a little bit more tolerant to modifications that you're going to be throwing them on. Get access port, question mark? Yes, get access port. What do you think of the 11 to 14 hatches? I used to have 2 of them. I miss them. I like my 11 to 14 hatches. We will definitely... Yeah, I like them. I miss my old ones. I like them. I like hatches. I have no quarrels with hatches. Can't you flash pre-2020 WX to stock and uninstall? You can, but it still changes the CID number on there, and it still shows flash counts. Even if you uninstall that access port, even if you try to do key cycle recounts, that CID number has been changed when you flashed it. Even if you revert back to the stock tune, you'd like uninstall the access port, CID number's changed. Subaru can see that you changed that number. Is unfortunate. Well, it's not unfortunate. It's to protect them, obviously. What up, Tanner? Love the content. Hey, appreciate it, Roy. Appreciate it, my man. Raphael, what's going on? 100% Discord. What is Discord? Discord's like a... It's not like a social media app. It's more like a connection app, like Discord. It's like... I don't know how to describe Discord. Anyone play Escape from Takarov? I do not. I don't. I know... I have a couple friends that do. Discord is good and it makes for easier remember. True. We can do Discord. I'm totally down for Discord. Can I make 400 wheel horsepower with stock turbo and stock internals? 400, not stock turbo. You can't. You can with stock internals. You're gonna have to swap that turbo out. FP Blue, Cobb 20G, something along those lines. Another vote for Discord. Cobb has nothing so far for the 2021 models for the port. Normally it takes them a couple months after they come out. Discord, no Facebook. Totally down for Discord. All right, well, I'll set up a Discord tonight then. I will set the Discord up and we will get that. I'll put out like a community tab probably at like 11 or 12 p.m. tonight. We'll have a Discord server set up. It'll be awesome. It'll be awesome. It'll be a fun Discord server. Everyone's voting. I'm seeing more votes for Discord. Are your extra large hoodies on the larger size in between sizes? They are. Everything runs a little bit bigger in sizes whenever it comes to any of the hoodie stuff. Those are all like the highest quality hoodie that I could afford at the time too. So I mean, I like them. You guys see me wear my drive hoodies all the time. I have 2 of them. I pretty much live in those things. If it wasn't in the wash right now, I'd probably be wearing one right now. But yes, they do run a little bit on the larger side. On Discord, I'm the same screen name. Hey, I'm totally... I don't even know what my screen name on Discord is. What tips can you give when looking for a used 04, 05 WRX? Stock as possible, rust-free as possible, which is easier said than done for both of those. If you're looking for a WRX between 04 and... between 04... Ravenchild, your comment made me LOL. YouTube hit it, but it made me laugh. Between 04 and 05, though, mainly try to find one as stock as possible, rust-free as possible, lowest miles, clean title. Check for rust under the rear arches because rust does like to accumulate there, and when it does, it starts to go through the actual, like, just peel back the splash guard. Just peel back the splash guard, that's all I'm saying. If you make 400 wheel horsepower and stock turbo and stock internals, it will be for 1 pull. That is true, it would be for 1 pull. Discord is great for the platform. It is so easy to work and learn. All right, Discord it is. Just finished timing on my friend's Audi B6A4. Now rats chewed our harness. Ooh. Ooh, not cool. Not a fan of that. Not a cool of rodents chewing through harnesses. That gets expensive. That's expensive to replace. You know why Smeedy would like Discord? It has mods. See, I'm all about it. I'm all about it. Any recommended bolt-ons for 2015 Outback 3.6R? Like an intake and a header. I think that's about the extent of what you can do as an intake and a header on those 3.6Rs without going into like pure custom modification. Good engines though. Should do a GD rolling shell build. We have one in the garage. It's a rolling shell right now. We have a GD out there that's a rolling shell. The thing doesn't have brakes. It doesn't have an engine. It barely has a drivetrain in there. When did the CID number change happen? I want to say that started happening in like 2013 or 2014 is when the CID number started to change. Pre to that, it's risky. It's a little bit risky because I can't verify 100%. I know the GD models, CID number doesn't change. I think some of the GRs, 2011, I want to say is when it happened. Probably 2011 and plus. A turbo what? A turbo what? WRX 2018 cylinder 1, 90 psi. All others 190 psi. What could cause that? Pistons, piston rings, head gasket, valve, whole bunch of things that could cause it. There could be a plethora of things. Only one way to find out though. Pull it and take a peek. Pull it and take a peek. Finally a new car channel to watch. What's going on, DFS Vids? Happy Wednesday, my friend, and welcome to the channel. What mods? Oh, jeez, come on, chat. Why are we jumping? What mod should I do first to the hatches? Maintenance. Maintenance is obviously going to be my first thing. After maintenance, though, like an AOS access port. Do some like driver like centric mods too, like short shifter, stainless steel brake lines, master cylinder brace. Kind of the ones that give you the better driver feedback. Always those ones. I feel like I got called out. I'm guessing someone has already created an automated process for YouTube members to have roles, etc. in Discord too. Ooh. I like that. I'm going to look into Discord tonight. We're going to get a Discord set up. We're going to do it. We're going to do the thing. We're going to do the Discord stuff. Any new ideas for merch? Yes, there's going to be new hoodies. There's going to be hats and beanies this time. I was looking at doing some like parts. If I made like Smedia car parts, would that be something interesting? Like alternator covers and stuff like that? Would that gain interest? The toe straps didn't get like crazy interest. We still have toe straps. We're not making any more toe straps once those toe straps run out because those didn't sell as good as I was expecting them to. But yeah, I don't know. I was thinking about doing some car part stuff too. I thought that'd be fun. I thought it'd be cool. Hey man, been loving the 2005 build progress. Keep up the great work. Hey, appreciate it. Appreciate it, my friend. Hopefully that car is like running soon. Would it be the Smedia Discord or the Drive Discord? It'll probably be Smedia Discord, just because the channel name is Smedia. Drive is just a sub-brand of merchandise, so that way if you guys want to support the channel, you're not wearing something that just has like Smedia blasted across the face of it all the time. It's always got like small Smedia logos on it, but the Drive is just a sub-brand for merchandise stuff. Dang, Smedia is almost keeping up with the chat tonight. Must have had lots of coffee or crack. I can't afford crack. You guys see how much money I spend on my cars. I can't do that. Turbo on my mom. What? A turbo or what on your... I don't even understand. You have key tags too? I do have jet tags. We have jet tags. We have red Drive jet tags and black Smedia jet tags. Those things are awesome. That's how Melanie and I like coordinate our keys. I have like black jet tags. She has the red jet tags. Just because we both have the same key fob for our Subarus, it gets a little bit confusing at times when we're like, this looks like both of our key, but we don't know whose car it's going towards. Why is Smedia rocking around like a good Rumble WRX plus 10? It's the chair. I need a new chair. This chair is like dying on me. What is my... I use Discord for WoW back in the day for rating. What's your IG? Instagram is at Smedia _. At Smedia _. It's in all like the first 10-second mark at all the videos. I use Discord for raids. Ooh, see, that's what's going on. I quit WoW many years back. I've never got into WoW, unfortunately. Oh my, you are live! Yes, question regarding the parent 3-inch inlet and forced performance inlet. I was told by my tuner, as well as the forced performance, that the parent 3-inch inlet doesn't work on the FP. I confirmed that earlier. I tried sticking the parent 3-inch turbo inlet on here, and it sits in between these two like little walls here. Yeah, the parent one doesn't fit. Don't get the parent one. It doesn't fit. Black turbo. Black turbo! Same. Yeah, you need the FP inlet. Yay for my '09 STI hatch. No DRM. See, that's what I'm saying. I like hatches. I am a fan of hatches. Yo, what's going on? Is it raining? Probably. It's always raining up here. It's raining like all the time. Are you gonna powder coat your turbo? It's already. What do you mean it's already? The one for the EG33? Probably. The one for the '05 STI? No, it's already powder coated black. It looks beautiful. Hats. Totally hats. We're gonna have beanies and like that worn hat style that I always wear. That one hat that everyone says probably smells bad. That hat gets washed, by the way, you guys. In the summertime, that like ball cap. What is it? It's like an old Obey hat that I've had for years. I would totally buy parts. This is what I'm saying. I was thinking about like stocking some part. I don't know. It's an idea. It's like a long-term idea. I'd totally be down for it though. Yeah, with Discord you can do all sorts of stuff with it. That's what I'm saying. I'm totally down for Discord. Smedia antenna thing, antenna ball. Do people still do antenna balls? Is that still a thing out there? Plumber, appreciate the dono, dude. Always appreciate the dono, man. You're killing it tonight. Parent inlet will not work. Confirmed. Parent inlet will not work. It will not fit. I found that out earlier. I've got the FP green 84mm inlet, 84mm 3.3 inches. Yeah, you need the FP inlet. Literal LOL. Said literal walls. I'm lolling all over the place. Does it matter if it's a parent intake and downpipe and you can run an OTS tune? You can. I wouldn't advise it. Wouldn't advise it. OTS maps are made to work with like specific parts. Once you start getting outside of the realm of what the OTS map notes are, you can start running into issues with the tune, how the car's responding, how the car's running. I definitely would suggest sticking to the map notes of whatever OTS tune you're using. Put me down for a Smedia tag. By all means, if you guys order anything tonight, it'll ship out tonight also. Jet tags, t-shirts, hoodies, whatever you guys snag, if anything, will 100% get shipped out tonight. Thoughts on the STI turbo on a WRX? Good upgrade. Keep in mind that you're going to have to swap the intercooler or get an intercooler adapter for that turbo. Just unless it's like, if it's a GR. If it's a GR one, then obviously the intercooler has to bolt up to the turbo. You have two, like, I want to say they're like 12mm nuts or 12mm bolts that bolt from the intercooler to the turbo. So you either have to get an adapter or you have to swap the entire intercooler setup also. But it's a good upgrade if you're balling on a budget. Also, Andrew, welcome to the membership program, my man. Welcome to the membership program. Now that things are starting to get a little bit bigger, we're going to start doing some member-only live streams here. Probably in the next couple of weeks, just to get a little bit more one-on-one time with everyone as well. So keep an eye out for that. You guys definitely get discount codes for any merchandise if you guys do become a member. Early access to information and whatnot. All the good stuff. All the good stuff. Always appreciate the support, you guys. I got the Black Media Jet Tag. See, that's what I'm saying. I got the Black Media Jet Tag too. It's awesome. Love the comment on the cost of parts also. It's so accurate. That's what I'm saying. Like, I ain't got money to do anything else. I barely eat. Corey, I hope he sees it so he doesn't get the parent. I already have the parent one in the garage. I already have it. I already got it. It doesn't fit. It's alright though. It's alright though. Is it bad that I'm already researching how to make the new Beetle all-wheel drive? Nope. Nope. I can 100% get behind that. Ooh, that snail is a beauty. That's what I'm saying. This turbo looks beautiful. Looks absolutely beautiful. Joe, what's going on, dude? Joe, what's up? When I installed my access port with stock tune, my dam ended up being 0.5. Went to the stage 1 and now it's 1.0 stage 1. It is. Hey, there you go. I'd rock a dad hat 100%. That's what I'm saying. Dad hats. Dad hats. People like dad hats. All about the dad hats. Are EGR and TGV deletes a replacement for an AOS? No, they are not a replacement for an AOS. An AOS keeps oil vapor out of the intake tract and going into the cylinders and denaturing the fuel a little bit. What TGV deletes do is it's a butterfly valve underneath of the intake runner. It's primarily there for emissions reasons. It opens and closes on cold start. EGR is exhaust gas recirculation, so it's pumping a little bit of exhaust gas back into the system, also for emissions. So EGR and TGV delete, both remove those for emissions reasons, keeps air cleaner and more efficient going into the cylinders. The air oil separator just keeps blow by from going back into the system, going back into the cylinders and denaturing the air fuel mixture a little bit. So, but all of them, very good modifications to do, but they're not interchangeable. You can't do one over the other. Well, I mean, you can do one over the other, but it's not a direct replacement for the other one. All right, we've been going for like an hour and a half. I gotta go make some dinner still, respond to some comments, do a little bit of cleaning. So I appreciate everyone swinging through the live stream tonight. We'll be doing another one on Friday for you guys. I gotta wake up nice and early to go shoot another video for Friday. I think it's Friday. I think Friday's the next upload. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. But anyways, appreciate the donos. Appreciate everyone swinging through. Appreciate the new channel members that jumped onto the program tonight. I will see you guys in Friday's live stream. If I did not get to your question tonight, save it for Friday, and we'll jump on it. We'll get it answered. So I hope everyone has a good rest of their work weeks or just the rest of their week, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.